You're tacky and I hate you.
Welcome back, everybody. Haku the Gamer coming at you live. Not really live. We're doing it live! Anyways, we are coming at you today with conspiracy spoilers. We are kind of behind. I'll be totally honest with you. We are mega behind on these spoilers, but I'm gonna go ahead and go through some of the ones that I've really enjoyed so far, and I'll see if I can't keep up. I've been pretty busy as of late, but I did get a couple things out yesterday. But first, we're gonna go over the tournament report from Tuesday, so yesterday. I played casual yesterday since Friday I was unable to. Fortunately, my LGS has another day. Go over it kind of a little more in depth. Like I did for my pack video, but we'll get to go for a little more in depth this time. So my matchups so far, Mono G Rights, basically the same deck that they have in standard for Mono G Critical with Rights decks, but since this is a casual format, you can play Soul Ring and allow you to ramp into really dumb things a lot faster. Game 1 was able to go super fast. I got the absolute craziest hand, and she scooped super fast. If you all read the description in my packing video that I did, I probably got that, but it was like Thoughtseize, Blightning, and she couldn't rip another land, and got rid of just everything that she ever had. She only landed I think one creature, and it was not going to affect my game plan whatsoever. So it was 4 turns in, it was nope, let's go to game 2. And game 2 got me with Ulamog, and it was really bad. When she got Critical with Rights, I was like, okay, it's either going to be Gaia's Revenge, because I'd already seen her playing it earlier in the day. It's Gaia's Revenge is super sweet. And she ended up casting Ulamog, and I was like, well, what are we getting? And she got my threat and a land, and I was like, well, this is going to go bad. And after she swung, was down to 3, and I was like, well, let's see what I rip. And I was hoping for a board wipe or, targeted removal, and didn't get there, because I probably could have got through that had I been able to deal with it. But then we went to game 3, and it didn't matter. I brought in Pithing Needle, because game 2 I was I don't know what you're playing, I don't know what else is in this list. So game 3 I ended up having to side in Pithing Needle and a bunch of other stuff, and I Pithing Needle her Caustic Caterpillar, since she's playing that main board as Naturalize, and was well, I have far too many enchantments for you to be able to, I cannot have you destroy what I'm going to be doing. And so it was Pithing Needle your Caustic Caterpillar, and play a bunch of Phyrexian Arenas, and then Engineered Plague or Eldrazi, so she can't have anything. And that was the good game. Played against him. Game 2 was a black-white aggro deck. Game 1, he got super fast and went way wide on me super quick. Game 2, Black Sun Zenith. It was fantastic. It saved me. It was probably my favorite card. Engineered Plague is also really good against him too, since most of his threats have either Exalted, and that's the only way he pumps his creatures, or his enchantments, which was, I ended up blowing him out a 5-for-1, which is sweet in game 3. We Black Sun Zenith twice in game 3, and both times he was super upset. I would be too. Game 3, Green Black Delirium. Delirium's really strong. I failed to pack Graveyard Hate for my board, and I paid dearly. Leyline of the Void would have destroyed him. He got to Emrakul twice and was able to just demolish me. He Emeralded me in game 1, and he made me discard by hand with Blightning. And I was like, let's just go to game. Let's just go to the next one. And then he Emeralded me again, and I just was not able to come back. After that, I ended up, even in game 2, I got a Malfagor going, and he ended up killing that too. So there was no way of getting around it. Game 4, we played against a red-white soldiers deck. I thought it was pretty sweet. He was using like paths and oblivion rings as his removal along with lightning bolts, and of course, double lightning bolt will get all of my threats minus Ember Swallower Monstrous. So all of them are 6 toughness or more, or 6 toughness or less. So I was like, well, okay. He ended up double lightning bolting one in one game. I did like a turn 3 master, and I had seen that he had the double bolt, and I really wanted to bait it because I didn't want to deal with it later. And I still was like, well, here's another threat. And even through like a massive oblivion rings, both games like super close, but I ended up crossing over faster. So yeah, we'll keep playing this. Hopefully, in next ones we'll have some better, we'll have some other matchups. We'll see if we can't do anything else. So now, on to what you all are waiting for. Let's get on to some conspiracy spoilers. Now, they did have some sweet reprints, and we're going to go over that first. Burgeoning Burning Wish. Look at this. This is great. This is what we need from, even if it's not like a real supplementary products. Conspiracy, by far, is one of my favorite sets. I love to draft. These are so cool to see Burgeoning and Burning Wish being reprinted in a set. And look at this art. These are sweet. I'm loving this set so far. All the cards I'm seeing look real nice. Burgeoning, of course, you're just like 6 lands, Burgeoning, snap, keep. I will do that all day long. You can go turn one land, Burgeoning, and then your opponent just like, do I want to play a land or not? Do I want to just have my opponent go wide? Like, you're talking, in a 3 to 4 man, 3 to 4 man pod. You're talking like coming around 5 mana on your turn 2. That's nuts. You're able to get to your threats on turn 2. Your game is finished. Burning Wish is going to be way sweet for limited because you can choose a sorcery from the rest of your pool. It is going to be so, so good to be able to have something like this in the format where you just, if you may not, you're like, I don't want to play this, but you ended up getting, say like 2 or 3 Burning Wish. Then you just like, meh, I don't have to put that slot there now. It's so nice. These 2 cards, holy balls. I seen this out of left field. This was just phenomenal to see these cards. Seraph Visions, Inquisition of Kozilek, both heavily played in the modern format. It is so, so nice to see that they are trying to look out for the prices of these cards. Seraph Visions exploded in value. It's like $12 or $13 right now. IOK about the same, if not more. It's so nice that you people can try to actually, the price may come down a bit because they're getting reprinted. This is so sweet. 2 more. Exotic Orchard, Phyrexian Arena. Exotic Orchard, I haven't really seen the price of it, but it's just sweet to like have a land like this in a format where everybody's probably been playing different colors. And if they're not, you can maybe play some off colors, kind of get your opponent there. Phyrexian Arena, I've talked about this card. It's in my black-red control deck. I love this. And Koth is on that art. Holy balls. He survived is what they're looking at. This is awesome. I really love this art. I will be looking for 1 million of these come time for these boxes to get cracked open. Now we're going on to some actual conspiracy cards here. 2 of my favorite cards in the set. Illusion of Choice, Ballot Broker. Illusion of Choice, 1 blue mana. For an instant, you choose how each player votes this turn, draw a card. Wow. I did not know what to expect coming into this set. Wow. I mean, talk about like a potential blowout, man. This isn't going to see play anywhere else, but this is phenomenal. Like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, choosing how people vote in a conspiracy draft, even if you do like, say, you got these people that want to build like conspiracy pods and or like conspiracy conspiracy draft tables, and they come to the game. Conspiracy 1 had so many cool voting cards, and this set has some even cooler ones. We'll get to that here in a bit. Being able to choose how they vote on some of these cards with like the old Council's Judgment mechanic and then the new Council's Dilemma mechanic could be backbreaking to some people. That could win you the game. Ballot Broker, when voting you may vote an additional time. I'm looking at some of these cards and this is going to be great. You being able to vote an additional time, like I remember the old Votes deck, it wasn't like great, but cards like this are always nice, especially if they can survive. Capital Punishment, 4 and 2 black for a card with Council's Dilemma. This is like one of the cards I'm talking about. This is gonna be sweet, especially like with the synergy with our illusion of choice. So 4 and 2 black for a sorcery with Council's Dilemma. So starting with you. Each player votes for death or taxes. This is kind of different than the Council's Judgment from Conspiracy 1 in that each opponent sacrifices a creature for each death vote and discards a card for each taxes vote. What's going to be super nice about this is something happens regardless. Both effects could potentially go off. With our other card, you just choose how they vote. Capital Punishment followed immediately by an illusion of choice could mean a potential sweep. This is great. I love this new mechanic. I can't wait to play it. Now, here's another couple cards I really enjoyed out of the current spoilers. Arcane Savant, 3 and double blue for a human wizard. It's a 3/3. Before you shuffle your deck to start the game, you may reveal this card from your deck and exile an instant or sorcery you drafted that isn't in your deck. When it enters the battlefield, you can copy a card you exiled with cards named Arcane Savant. You may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. I ridiculously love this card. This is a potential blowout, period. Any card that you draft named Arcane Savant, it doesn't take up, the cards that you exile with it don't take up any additional room because you have to exile them. But the big thing is that any cards say you get like multiple Arcane Savants and you get 2 different cards, you can use this to get either of the cards that you exiled with them when you drafted them. That's real nice. I love seeing all these draft effects. We'll go over some of those, probably another video. And here's another one of those Council's Dilemma cards. This could also, I see this as probably going with Arcane Savant really well. This is a rough translation. Confiscate 7 double blue for a sorcery with Council's Dilemma. Starting with you, each person votes for time or money. For each player that voted time, take an extra turn. For each player that voted money, take control of a permanent that player owns. Exile, confiscate. This is sweet. I really like this card. I hate the mana cost, but with stuff like Arcane Savant, this is the kind of card that you want to see. You go like, Arcane Savant, let me go ahead and cast this. And then you just choose everybody to vote. And you just go like, well, do I want to take a bunch of stuff? Or do I want to just take a million turns and win right here? This card is going to definitely see like at least a little bit to get the higher cast spells going. But other than that, I don't really see a whole lot. 5 for a 3/3 it's okay, but it's definitely way, way under curve. Onto our Planeswalkers. We got Kaya early, but we haven't gone over Dready. Dready is 1 black and a red for a 3 loyalty Planeswalker. It has +1. Put a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with Defender onto the battlefield, so it protects itself, which is nice. For its -1, you may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, destroy target artifact or creature. Another way to protect itself, and it just straight destroys it. So it synergizes with its +1. I love that. And it's -6. Choose target artifact card in a graveyard or artifact on the battlefield. Put 3 tokens that are copies of it onto the battlefield. What a blowout, man! This is the kind of card that is just going to cause blowouts in Commander games. Since we haven't seen the rest of this set, we don't know how it's going to be in this format, but this card is sweet. But I think the other big thing too is that it does join a group of Planeswalkers that it has to live up to. You've got, Baby Jace, Liliana of the Veil, 100% Liliana of the Veil. And this, it doesn't stack up power-wise to Liliana of the Veil, but it's -6, man. It's so good. If you get to -6, you're talking about potential blowouts. Maybe like Vintage, because you can like use its -6 to like get a bunch of mana, or you just use it to, I don't know, Blightsteel Colossus. You're talking about your opponent has to deal with this very quickly. Being that it takes, what, 3 turns for it to go off, your opponent can have some time to deal with it. And I know in, Legacy, Vintage, all the Eternal formats, there's a lot of ways to deal with Planeswalkers now. But if you get to that, man, I feel sorry for your opponent. Kaya, Ghost Assassin, 2 a white and a black for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. It's already passing the test there. Being ahead of the curve for walkers at 4 for 5 is great. 0, exile Kaya Ghost Assassin or up to 1 target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next upkeep. You lose 2 life. This is the first Planeswalker to be able to blink itself. It's like Obsidat, being able to just blink itself, and that's how it pluses. You can use its abilities a couple times and then blink it and then come back into the battlefield. It's really sweet. -1, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This is a blowout card. I feel like that -1 over time is just going to be great, and gaining 2 life instead of gaining the life that's lost is a balance. Because if you're playing at a 4-person table, -1 to make it a 8-point life swing against everybody, you got like a 4 points for yourself, that's devastating over the course of a few turns. They're going to be like, well, I know what I've got to deal with, or your opponent's got to, I don't know what you can get, stupid wise, but you can just say like, oh, they got that 15/15, blink it, get that out of here. I don't want to deal with it for the 0. It's great. -2, each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. This is another effect over the course of a few turns, can be really devastating. This is actually a card, when I seen it, that really wanted me in my red-black control deck to go ahead and splash white in preparation for Kaya, because all I'm trying to do with it is get you hellbent to where you're top decking. That's absolutely like first. And being able to just go like, oh, I'm down to like 2, you have no creatures on board, let's just, I don't know, blinker. And I don't really care much about the 2 life. I really enjoy these 2 cards. Now on to a couple of legendaries we've got right now. Leopold, Emissary of Trust, and Queen Marchesa. Leopold, Emissary of Trust is a black, a green, and a blue for a legendary elf advisor. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Wow, that's great. I love that. Whenever you are a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Wow, this guy. So I know that, at least in my area, the Tiny Leaders format died a long time ago, as it probably should have. Thank you, Vintage Cards, for making this format bad. But they finally got a Sultai commander that's not only on curve, but is just, like, it's so anti-combo that this could be part of the 99 in a deck, or as the leader, and I feel certain that this could be a real good contender. And especially if they go like, I'm going to go ahead and try to, I don't know, blow up your land, or anything really. You're just like, okay, draw a card, get your thing, I don't know. It's real sweet. Queen Marchesa, 1 a red, a white, and a black for a 3/3 legendary creature human assassin with Death Touch and Haste. I like that it has Death Touch and Haste. This seems so flavorful for being an assassin. And when she enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. More on that in a minute. At the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent is the Monarch, put a 1/1 black assassin creature token with Death Touch and Haste onto the battlefield. Mardu tokens. Perfect. It's not, incredible, but the Monarch mechanic is sweet. It's something we haven't seen before, and it's one of the new mechanics out of the set. But I really like Marchesa. I think that making her 4, especially with Death Touch and Haste, I feel like this is definitely like more of a commander damage type build, and that's gonna make for some interesting builds for her in the commander format. I also think just in draft format she's gonna be sweet, especially when a lot of times you're gonna be trying to get it on the ground anyways. The Monarch mechanic, I was really excited to see this. At the beginning of your in-step, draw a card. When a creature deals combat damage to you, its controller becomes a Monarch. That is so flavorful. Like, with the teasers that we had with everybody dying and things, we were like, what's going on here? This is so cool. Like, when your opponent hits you, it's just like, no, you suck. I'm better than you. I'm the Monarch now, you scrub. That's what I like to see. This Conspiracy format is going to be 10 times better than the Conspiracy 1 format. It's going to be such a fun time going back and forth. No, I'm the Monarch. No, I'm the Monarch. No, you both on the Monarch. Swing on ya. Get ya. I'm the Monarch. That's so cool. Now we're going on to some more really sweet cards. Recruiter of the Guard is 3 for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with toughness 2 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. I'm ridiculously glad that you don't get these immediately, that you have to cast them. You can go for some really, really stupid cards. You're playing casual, you go for like Squadron Hawk. Oops, you just get more card advantage out of this. It's another like Squadron Hawk type effect that you just pull cards out, and I think that this could see some play just as like a kitchen table card, but I think also this is going to go really well if you pull the next card we're talking about here, Sanctum Prelate. But my big thing is that being a 1/1 is, it's cool. I think that if you found a way to like just keep going back and forth like you can with Squadron Hawk, I think that would be cool, because Recruiter of the Guard can get itself, of course, being a 1/1, and I feel that was done on purpose so that you can just start getting some bodies. Sanctum Prelate, 1 double white for a 2/2 human cleric. As it enters the battlefield, choose a number. Non-creature spells with converted mana cost equal to the chosen number can't be cast. Wow. Let's go step by step. 3 mana for a 2/2. Under the curve, but it's okay. Cleric, it is a great creature type. I love that. You can go with like Soul Sisters at Kitchen Table, and it's just another card that they just are like, well, I guess we're going to town. Clerics are cool too, just in general. I really like the Cleric subtype. Enters the battlefield, choose a number. Non-creature spells with converted mana cost equal to the chosen number can't be cast. Wow. Talk about a really weird version of like Chalice of the Void. But instead of them being able to cast it and get countered, they just can't cast it at all. This is really... I enjoy this card, and I think that it could lead to some potential games where you just cast it and your opponent can't do anything. But I think this goes better with stuff like Thoughtseize or being able to see your opponent's hand first. Inquisition of Kozilek is going to be important with Sanctum Prelate, because you're going to want to see what threats they have that are going to cause the rest of the table to lose, and it could potentially stop your opponent from just having some really stupid starts. 2 more cards we got: Spy Kit and Wings of the Guard. Spy Kit being a 2-mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 in all names of non-legendary creature cards in addition to its name. I don't know, guys. This is weird. I like it because it's so weird and it's just so different. And we haven't seen anything that like goes with names, but I may have to look into that. I think we may have actually. But I really I think this could be a really cool card in this format. It's flavorful. Like imitation is a serious form of treachery. Such great flavor text. Wings of the Guard, 2 for a 1/1 with flying and melee. When this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn For each opponent you attacked with a creature this combat. I like it. I want to like it. Being a 2/2 or 2 mana, 1 and a white for a 1/1 with flying is, pretty okay. I mean, especially with now how Magic's been, making cards recently. It's got evasion, and it has an effect though that makes you want to attack everybody. And I don't know, like I don't know. I like it, but we'll see. I could probably get used to this in the mono white aggro deck where you just want to go wide forever. And that's about how I'm with it right now. And of course, we've got Conspiracies coming back. These are cool. These are probably two of my favorite in the entire set so far. So Summoner's Bond is a conspiracy with double agenda. You start the game with this conspiracy face down in the command zone and secretly name 2 different cards. You may turn this face up anytime you reveal the chosen names. Whenever you cast a creature spell with one of the chosen names, you may search your library for a creature card with the other chosen name, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So this makes the 2 creatures like weird versions of our friend Squadron Hawk. Or like, it's kind of like Ranger of Eos, Squadron Hawk, kind of things like that. But like, I could see this working out really, really well if you drafted both our bad Ranger of Eos and our Prelate, where you cast one and get the other, and you continue to kind of chain these to lock your opponent out of the game, or lock everybody else out of the game, and you just beat their face in. I really, really like Summoner's Bond. Now the next one, Sovereign's Realm, I really don't know if it's more just a hype card to me, or if it's going to be really, really good. Conspiracy, that you just start it with face up, so you just start it with the card up in the zone. Your deck can't have basic land cards, and your starting hand size is 5. You can exile a card from your hand. This turn, you may play basic land cards from outside the game, and basic lands you control have add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Now, I don't know if this is a hype card or like a trap, but I mean, it seems like it could be good in the right hands. Maybe you got a bunch of junk commons that you just play all your junk commons as land. And you can just jam everything. Honestly, you could just jam like 60 card good stuff, because you can exile a card, just go whatever. You put it in your removed, and then you just play a land, and because all of your lands now add any color, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You just are always on curve forever. But the other thing is that could leave you susceptible to just going like, I got Sovereign's Realm, I can play whatever I want, and then you just never get there. And because you have to put dead cards in your library to play the lands for you to be able to play the spells, I don't know. I go both ways. Like I said, I feel like this could be a trap, or this could lead to the biggest games I've ever seen. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I appreciate you all for watching. Hopefully we'll get some more videos up. I'll have to keep a better eye on the spoilers, but yeah, we'll see you next time. We might have another video tomorrow for this week. If I end up having to go to Tuesdays for casual, we'll probably end up doing the videos for the decks on Monday. And we might start, doing some of my friends' decks too. Try to get their lists and whatnot to see, if they'd allow me to do text on them, and go from there. But we'll see you next time, guys. I appreciate you all for watching. Leave a like if you like. Please subscribe. Share it around. It helps out the channel more than you really know. And peace out.